Recently, I finished playing Deltarune Chapter 1, and I was wondering what its correlation to Undertale was. After a bit of digging in the files and going back to Undertale a little bit, I think I may have come to a conclusion. Could Deltarune and Undertale worlds be connected? I think so. Here's why. So, in Undertale, Clamgirl, an NPC that rarely appears, says her neighbor's daughter is named Susie, and the person you fall into the Dark Realm with just happens to be named Susie. They may be spelled differently, but the connection is still there. In the Nintendo Switch version of Undertale, after you've completed the true pacifist route, if you go back and talk to Clamgirl, she says, "So you never met my neighbor's daughter, but please don't despair, because the time you will meet her is fast approaching." Many people think this is a hint towards Gaster, but I think it is talking about Susie from Deltarune, as the Nintendo Switch version of Undertale was released just over a month before Deltarune Chapter 1. That isn't enough evidence to prove anything though, but this might be. After talking to Clamgirl and after repeatedly closing and reopening the game, you can get the key to Sans' room. When you get to Sans' room, you get tricked to run on a treadmill, but after this, you can go over to his drawer and get the silver key. With the silver key, you have access to Sans' secret workshop. In this workshop, there is a poorly drawn picture of three people smiling. On this picture, there are the words, "Don't forget," and what do you know? There just happens to be a song in Deltarune called Don't Forget. There's a definite connection there. The three people in the picture are probably Sans, Papyrus, and Chris, since Sans does ask Chris to be Papyrus's friend. If that still doesn't convince you, this might. In the battle with Sans, Sans says, "Look, I gave up trying to go back a long time ago, and after that, and getting to the surface doesn't really appeal to me anymore either," inferring that going back is not referencing the surface, but some alternate timeline. The game theorists went into this subject in more detail in their Gaster video series, which you probably have already seen, but if you haven't, then go watch them. They are good videos. Anyways, rather than referencing an alternate timeline where Sans and Papyrus are Gaster, it's an alternate timeline where Sans and Papyrus are in Deltarune. This also doesn't disprove the fact that it is a parallel timeline, as Sans and Papyrus, since they would be traveling across time and space, could have gone back in time as well. That's all the evidence I have collected so far. It's hard to tell what's really going on, since this is just the first chapter, but I think I'm at least onto something. What do you think? Do you agree with me? Or disagree? Do you think there's some sort of different way the two are connected? Comment that down below. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and maybe even subscribe to the channel. Did you enjoy this style of videos, or should I go back to only gameplay? I will put a poll in the info card, so vote there. Anyways, bye!